Hello guys and gals, me Alex, and welcome back to another Scam Sunday video. It's been a little while, I know, I keep pretty much saying this every time I take a small little break, but I have a good excuse this time. Me and the Tooth Fairy, I got off to the wrong start. We dealt with our issues, alright? I got a video coming up of why the Tooth Fairy can scam you at time to time, but you know what? Me and her are on good terms right now, but nonetheless, that's not what this video is about today, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video is not entirely on the whole scam situation. It's more of a why this could be looked at as a scam, essentially. So, something that's been in the news recently, or what's been surfacing on social media, I'm a little late to the party, I would say, but nonetheless, is about this whole company called Mystery Brand. Now, to give you a little quick insight, Mystery Brand is one of those sites that essentially give you a loot box, just like you would on any type of game, like a mobile game, a game you would play. You get a loot box system, and once the loot box systems essentially will give you a package full of an unknown amount of. It could be rarity items, it could be non-rarity items, it could be monies, it could be everything you want, in-game currency, all that sort of shit. So, nonetheless. This is pretty much what Mr. Brand comes out to be, but this is actual products. So they promise you a bunch of things like iPhones, what is it? iPhones, cars, cables, a bunch of unnecessary items that I could say that you would possibly not get. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into that a little bit. So with that being said, we're going to go take a look at the actual page itself. Now, what got me into it first, we should start off, is a bunch of YouTubers, and I mean a shit ton of YouTubers, as you could see here, none to be named off in particular, but we all know the number 2 in major wording, let's put it that way, without getting ourselves busted by them, because apparently, you know how you talk shit about someone on YouTube, they're quick to copy strike your ass in minutes. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, let's look right into it. So Mystery Brand over here it looks a lot like the old CS:GO. Well, actually, I haven't been on the CS:GO the trading system or whatever they used to have at the time. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but it looks a lot similar to it. So we have loot boxes here. Obviously they're still having the Christmas fair, which is kind of late to be or a little old now, considering it's a new goddamn year. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we got we can get shoes, we can get the Apple Boy. Oh shit, son. $15. We get an Apple Boy. What does that offer us? And so we're getting items essentially that will be ranging from well over a good couple grand. I would say well over $3 to $4 grand in items here. We all know these Apple products most of the time, I would say, in particular when it comes down to the laptops or the Retina displays or just their all-in-one computers, they range up to very high pricing. I've actually looked at MacBooks in the past for editing, but you know, it didn't work with me. I'm not a big MacBook fan. Don't get mad at me in the chat. That's not what this video is about, ladies and gentlemen. But nonetheless, so we can range from going all the way from laptops to iPhones to iPads to Apple Watches to the Apple TV, which, by the way, that's more like a medium-like item, but we'll get into that later. Then we get down to the Apple AirPods, the mouses, and then it ranges down to little petty items such as cases. Oh, I didn't even know they had sports bands. That's pretty interesting. Down to lightning cables and so on and so forth. Okay, so essentially how this really works is, from what I've watched and seen on here myself, is first of all, don't buy into this shit, ladies and gentlemen. Your chances of winning something of this sort of nature in this category at all, honestly. Okay, let's be honest. This first row, you're going to possibly get, and I'm assuming a lot of these loot boxes, for instance, let's go to this loot box. Okay, I don't know bags in particular, I don't know watches in particular, or okay, so obviously this is for women. So I'm assuming most of these are very high class items. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, I have no clue what the hell that's all about, but let's go over here. I was just checking out, there was a tech A tech one, your boy gets really hard off to those tech boxes, man. So about $5, for instance. Let's see what's in the actual $5 box. So we have we got a Microsoft Tablet Pro. So the chances of us actually landing one of these items on top of here. Now, most of these items are well over in the 100 range. For you to land something in this sort of range is a very, 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 very low. I can't strain that enough. Very low. You are literally gambling your fucking money at this rate. For you to land this is probably a 0.0001 chance. My math could be incorrect, and it probably is. But the realistic terms of it is, you're very rarely ever going to land on one of these. Now, again, just like gambling, the possibility of you winning is always there. Are you gonna win? Absolutely not. It's rigged. It's designed to make them money and give you as less as possible. That's how casinos work. That's how any kind of loot boxing system works in general, excuse me. So, for instance, let's go down here. Now, I gotta say, for tech stuff, it's not too bad. There's some of this tech stuff I've never seen. I'm pretty sure I bought my dad this at one point in time, and he hasn't used it. God damn it, Dad. But, okay, let's see. We can get from wireless speakers. Okay, we're getting down to the cheapish kind of shit here. The USB lamps, okay, so all of this, it gets down to the cheapy kind of stuff you can just buy for what, $4 or $5 each. Now this is the realistic zone. I'm assuming it ranges from the kind of color range. So yeah, from anything down here, and this is the best part, what I love about them is they give you this ultra HD action camera. For instance, ladies and gentlemen, I have one of those cameras. I bought them on Amazon for I don't know, I think for $30, and it gave me the whole kit. But it's not really 4K you're getting at the end of it. It's really recording in not even 720. It's actually recording in 1080p, and I gotta give it credit. It's pretty damn good. It's a good alternative from the GoPros. But let's be honest, this is all things that are gonna be in your, I would say, maybe if $50 range and below. Now this is like I said, it's gonna be your realistic range. You're gonna definitely get some kind of items in here that more or less more down here, honestly, because let's be honest, it's going to be more money making for them to purchase, say, about 80 of these USB lamps or about 100 these mini Bluetooth speakers, right? Because they're buying these obviously for a cheaper price. Kind of like the Soulja Boy issue that went down. They're buying these for a lot cheaper price, but they're offering to make you pay a surcharge of $15 for a box. At the end of the day, they're going to give you the items that they've already profited off of. Now, take 20 to 80 people that are buying into these boxes. They've already made their money's worth off just 80 of these bought alone. Now, multiply that by thousands and thousands of people that are buying these boxes, and this is what you're technically winning. Now, but I'm pretty sure I've gone on long enough to where I've lost you guys in the video. But nonetheless, what this whole video it comes down to being is it's more to be it's more gambling. Let's face it. This whole thing is about gambling. And what really got me about this is the fact this is influencing children. Now, here's the thing. We know Jake Paul, Bryce Gum. Most children watch their videos, and that's understandable. All right. Now you can't get on kids about the certain content. Actually, you can, but nonetheless, that's what their content is more followed towards, and they've admitted that primarily, especially with Jake Paul. And this is the problem that we find the most, and a lot of YouTubers are pointing this out about the video that was obviously sponsored and so on and so forth. This isn't something that should be promoting to kids, and this is the real fucked up part. I pointed this out in the past. I've done this in a few of my discussion times. Kids are vulnerable to this sort of stuff, and from most kids in their adolescent years, and for someone like myself, I'm in my 20s now. I'm 21 for all. I'm still considered a kid. All right, I'm getting older. I'm wise in certain ways. I'm smarter than I obviously wouldn't do dumb shit to get myself in trouble. I know better, obviously. I'm more responsible. But here's the thing. Kids in their teen years, they tend to they're more vulnerable to doing dumb shit. For instance, maybe if I was 16, I would say, hey man, jumping off this bridge would probably I know it's a bad idea, but hey, I have the balls to do it because I don't think about the consequences that are coming up. And that has been proven for kids. They're more vulnerable into doing dumb shit. All right. And that's the sad thing. they're not going to think about the consequences or what they're really losing out when it comes to these sort of things. Because let's be honest, you go to, like I just showed you guys, you see stuff like this. It's flashy. It looks like, wow, I could win this. I could get my hands on this sort of thing. And it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Like I said, the chances of you winning these products, the chances of you even getting close to winning something of like, in the $1,000 range of items, it's a lie. You're lying to your customers essentially. And like I said, this isn't a scam. The chances of you winning it are very, very likely. But let's say out of 100 people, the chances of you winning an iPad Pro is going to be that 1%. And that's the thing. Out of those 100 people, they're going to make sure they got their money's worth out of that iPad Pro. Let's say an iPad Pro is about $500. So we're just throwing out a random number here. You have 100 people buying, I don't know, $20 worth of loot crates, or a $20 loot crate each. 10 people alone have already fixed that amount for you to claim a decent amount, 100. Now times that by the certain amount of 100 people, you've already got your money's worth of what that iPad's Pro's cost was. And the thing is, they made their money's worth of it. The chances of one individual winning that, well, it's that one individual, but we don't know if anybody actually has won those kind of things. And even if they have, a lot of the time people will just kind of go out and buy the item themselves, stick it inside of a box, and then say, oh, look at what I got. Look what I earned from them. Mystery Band is the best thing. Look, I'm not trying to attack the site. The site obviously is doing well for itself. It's doing what it's got to do. But the real fucked up thing is the site needs to point out that this is not for children. This is definitely not for people of not age of gambling. Because this is fucking gambling. Now, I know this whole video was a little off the whole... This is more me ranting than anything at this point in time. But I know it doesn't have to do a lot with scamming, but it ties into what could possibly be a scam. If this site is actually sending you your boxes and so on and so forth, then by all means, good for the site. I've heard cases where they're getting so backed up on orders that they're not even delivering them on time. So, so be it, I guess. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't me like promoting this brand or this site. Nonetheless, it's just more pointing out to you, don't be dumb. Don't take a risk that... Okay, let's look at it this way. $20. That $20 you could possibly win a cord to charge your iPhone, or you can take that $20 and go buy yourself a decent game, and you buy yourself some food, go buy dinner for yourself, I don't know, go buy clothes, go buy something worth that $20 at the end of the day. It's more mind over matter. It's like $20, wow, I'm getting like 20 different items that could equal up to $20. It really doesn't. It's benefiting them nonetheless. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. I know it's been a while. We're getting back on that grind of the scams, the games. We're gonna do things a little different. I'm gonna bring out a little bit more of my techie, nerdy side on some days, because I know we primarily play a lot of video games. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we'll do some little talks about like computer parts or learning about softwares and shit like that. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, but I hope you enjoyed tonight's video, or it's nighttime for me at least. But if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you disliked it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Alex, and I hope to see you in the next scam video.